Skeptics like to use this verse to try and prove that Jesus is not God. Mark chapter 15, verses 34. And at the ninth hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, which is translated, my God, why have you forsaken me? Now they're trying to say that because Jesus is calling on God, saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? How can he be God if he is calling out to God? But what the skeptics do not realize, Jesus is actually quoting a song. It was a famous song that Jesus knew because he was a Jew, right? Psalm chapter 22, starting at verse 1, says, my God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from helping me and from the words of my groaning? So Jesus is actually prophesied in Psalm chapter 22, and he quotes this on the cross. All right. So how do we kind of explain to all the skeptics that why is Jesus calling on God if he is God? Because their argument assumes that because Jesus is God, he can't have a God. But according to Trinitarian theology, Jesus does have a God who is the Father. Why? Let's read in the same Psalm, chapter 22, verse 10, verse 9. But you are he who took me out of the womb. You made me trust while on my mother's breast. I was cast upon you from birth. From my mother's womb, you have been my God. So from when did Jesus have a God who is the Father? From his mother's womb. Because the Bible teaches that God is the God of all flesh. So Jesus, when he took on human flesh, the Father became his God. So according to Jesus's divine nature, he is co-equal, co-eternal with the Father. But according to his human nature, God the Father is his God, because God is the God of all flesh. That is the hypostatic union, which teaches that Jesus has actually two natures. The divine nature, and when he took on human flesh, he had to take on a human nature, or else he wouldn't be a full human. Because the Bible teaches that Jesus is fully God and fully man at the same time, but not in the same sense.